All right, so today's video, we're watching a Diamond 5 tank on Xbox playing Ramattra and Zarya. Got a little bit of that lore buff. Ramattra on Shivali? It's the way I've seen rank games. It's going to be about 5 minutes of Ramattra and 30 minutes of Zarya. It says this was a crazy fun game from start to finish. It was super close up until the last minute, a real nail biter. Though I feel I did well, there are plenty of mistakes for you to point out and laugh at. Hey, maybe I'll learn something. I felt like I was really putting work in on attack, taking full advantage of some of Ramattra's perks. Once we added the defend, though, the enemy tank swapped to Junker Queen and started really doing well, especially with her ults. My sister, low-key the Sojourn, conveyed that the Junker Queen was just doing too much to our backline and that they needed some kind of peel. Even though I was having a blast on Ramattra, I swapped to Zarya to help our team with bubbles. Okay, that's a rare one. A Zarya swap to help with bubbles, not just to counter-swap the other tank. Also, even if it doesn't end up getting watched, thanks for always being a source of positivity in the community. My sister and I always love tuning in together to cheer up. Well, I appreciate y'all watching it. It's been a real talk. It's been an unreal journey watching the YouTube grow as it has, because I feel like we just have more and more people enjoying the series every day. So it's been cool. Let's go enjoy. Let's find out, and let's see how this game went. Ramatra's a good pick on this map. Straight up. So which tanks counter Junker Queen? I say it's usually just team play. Queen's one of those heroes that doesn't have, like, I would say necessarily a super hard counter, which is a good thing, but can also be, like, any tank can do decent against Queen. It just depends on the situation, you know? Pressure in the Sigma early is always good. All right. So I feel like there's this thing that happens a lot in this map where people get stuck here, and what I do, I'm gonna kind of show you what I would do in this type of situation. Okay, so number one, what is he waiting to go in? Well, the problem with going in specifically right here is that you can actually LOS your team a lot. So when you turn this corner aggressively, you kind of like look at this. Like say you're playing tank from here. Look at where your team's gonna be at, right? So one of the cool parts about this map, and I think it's probably why they designed it this way too, was that there's a doorway right here, right? So what happens is a lot of people get stuck here just trying to battle this corner. But what you need to do is this. The moment they all drop down, or you have, I would say 3 is a good number when they drop down, just take the doorway here, go up, rotate high ground, and now you have an advantageous position. Do you see what I'm saying? I think a lot of people get stuck right here. Is they get stuck here, and they're like, they feel like they have to like just run down this part of the map. But the point is like, once they drop down and they give you this opportunity, just go rotate up and then take this. And this can go for any rank, because what this does is it basically distracts the other team a lot, and you're going to isolate somebody out regardless, right? Like you might maybe get a life weaver. At the very worst, they'll back up to here. And then when they're here, this is advantageous for your team in any which way, right? So don't be afraid to kind of take that early push up here, because it's very common. And I've been stuck here a lot doing the same thing. And I've made it more of like a habit on this map to basically go, if they drop down, if I don't get a kill pretty quickly, like, and I can tell that like they're kind of stacked up here and focused on this, I just piece this way and I go up and I go up here. Even if I go up here solo sometimes, I can make huge plays, but it's good to get your whole team to go. Anyway, just wanted to showcase that one. But see, like, now they've all just fallen and given you so much space that, like, now you can do this. Because look, they gave up the whole top left, so you're not crossfired on, and now you just get free kills. So, like, the funniest part about this point so far is that the other team basically just played that incorrectly and basically gave you a lot of map space. So you didn't even have to do that whole rotation. Which is great, right? Hey, you'll take it. But then you lost the team fight anyway. Feels bad. Feels bad. Cool. Wait. Okay. A lot of what you're doing so far, at least from what I can tell, is you're trying to all in the Sigma too much, and you're basically just running at them, assuming that you're going to be able to get the kill and that they're not going to help their teammates. And, like, I've had that problem on Ramattra too, don't be afraid to go into the block sequence. The block sequence is basically where you just like block, hold up your, basically block punch, block punch, block punch. That will help you survive a little bit more if you want to do that play style. You got to get into the block punch habit if you're going to do that. It can be super helpful too, because you basically punch and you go right into a damage reduction. So they're like, basically their reaction to you, will be when you block punch is like they're not going to do as much damage as they would like. Is what I was going to get at. So you want to go top at that point? Like, well, part of it is this though. Is like, see, when I was talking about them going top, and I'll kind of showcase it here in a second after this is done, is like when they're all, they give you the corner, like that little small spot near the doorway. If they give you that, you don't have to necessarily go high ground at that point, right? Because they've given you the map anyway. You can just look at this. I mean, you see how freely you can walk over. When they give you this part of, like when they give you this part, right? So even if they end up here, you can play here now. It's when the cart is here and you're stuck and you're getting crossfired from every angle. That's the problem. With Vortex, going to block mode. Yeah, just going to block mode at this point. Like, I know you want to do something, but you're better off just blocking. Then you can wait a second, put a shield down. You got the shotgun perk, and then ult now. Ult now. Go. Go. Just play to win. Play to win. I mean, if you think you can do it without the ultimate, go for it. I'm not gonna, you know what? It looks like you're gonna be fine, so. Yeah, you're good. You're fine. Doing that. Nice. Even if that ultimate doesn't get much value, you got the point. That's what matters to me. Good job. Good aggression there on the back line. That was very well played. Uh-oh. Yep. This was just part of their team had basically needed a reset. Was everything? No. I love this shotgun perk. I call it the shotgun perk. I don't know the exact name, but it's basically a perk where, like, if you see like how there's a burst coming out of the shots, it's like it basically is like a shotgun. So it does a lot of extra damage if you do it right. Good aggression. I think one thing that you do, by the way, and what you start to back up a lot in the middle of a team fight is Ramattra, and I think this is because of you not doing that block rotation that we talked about. I think you're afraid that they're gonna like one-shot you when you get aggressive. If I see that in front of me there, I'm gonna be aggressive. The number one thing for you is like you need to recognize that you have a lot of survivability as Ramattra, okay? And if you do everything right, let me just look at your cooldowns, you're gonna have your shield up. So like, don't be afraid to take a little bit more space there, right? Like play the corner here. Start to pressure them back. When you start to give up that space, like getting a kill against Sigma is great, but if you allow for them to like kind of get back into the game, next thing you know, you don't get any of the picks here, and then their Sigma is already back in time. And then you basically are back in a 5v5. So when you have these numbers advantage, take advantage of them, right? You know, like you even said that like you're doing with your sister here. Like even like look at this. Like your sister is on Sojourn. She is ahead of you when you're on Ramattra. Like she is now the tank. You see what I'm saying? So like the point I'm making here is I think you play Ramattra, and I think you get afraid of getting one shot. But I think that's just because you're not doing the block combo. It's pretty simple. You just you do a punch, you block. You do a punch, you block. If you take map, you hold the block, and you keep using that block to take map control, and then you drop your shield. And then by the time they can make a play again, you have Nemesis form. So I want to see you get like more aggressive in some situations. And I think the reason why you don't is because like you fall over sometimes. So they don't understand when to push. Oh, this is what I'm explaining. Like, and maybe I can go into more detail on that one. On you said they don't know when to push though, and it's hard to explain that to lower ranks. I mean, it's not even like I think it's something that you can do from bronze to top 500. Like there's no like if their tank's dead, right? And there's a bunch of like squishies in front of you, less HP, DPS, supports, and you're on a hero like Ramattra, regardless of what rank you're in, you can push up aggressively. It doesn't mean mechanically you're going to get the kills, right? Maybe there's a moment where you miss a couple shots. That's fine. But space creation can stay true no matter what the rank is. It's all just about understanding how to use your kit efficiently. And so far, when the Ramattra doesn't go into block mode, I think they get afraid of falling over. So, like, I think you can still give that advice. And I do take that into account every time I watch a game. Keep in mind, this is a Diamond 5 game. But I take that advice into account anytime I watch a Bronze game. I try my best. At first, when I first started the Spectating series, I had to learn that. Like, when I first started playing, like doing the spectating series, I definitely was a little bit more like, oh, do this, you know, you remember, take high ground, etc. And then I started to take a step back and go, okay, like I can give this advice and explain why it's good, but I also need to recognize each rank and how each rank will play. So generally now when I give advice, I try to make it so every rank can learn from it, or I can specify, or I can be like, okay, this may not work in like bronze, but this is why it works here. So I try my best to take that into account. Obviously, I'm not going to be, you know, it's not going to be like correct accurately on how each rank plays every time in that one, but I do my best to make sure I'm at least taking that into account. Anyway, sorry, I'm just saying that, like, I think this advice for the Ramattra can apply to every rank. Here we go.
Now do you see your error?
Don't be afraid to ult this. Good job. Good job finding the... Oh, they got... The Sigma got the, Dude, that perk on Sigma has been growing on me a lot. It's so good. I'll mention what it is in a second. Great job there, by the way. Excellent backline pressure. You can do that every time. And then when you feel like you can't, you go into block mode. So the Sigma perk is the one where when you hit 5 of your left clicks or whatever you're on, like basically your shots, it gives you a punch. And the punch not only does extra damage when you do it, it also like boops them back and floats them in the air for like an easier kill. So when I first started playing Sigma, I'm like, dude, like this float perk is amazing. But I have found that Sigma has 2 strong perks that it's just more playstyle preference. Like you can't go wrong either way, in my opinion. So you can't go wrong either way is what I'm saying. If you want to levitate and move around the map more, wonderful. If you want to like, you know, do a little bit more damage and then like have the ability to self-peel, great. So in this situation, I don't want you to be afraid of ulted. I think you can win this. Just go in. Yep. You don't have to peel. Just go in. Go in. This is where I think you're playing a little bit too safe at times. Oh, yeah. This is... Okay, here's the problem. In this situation, I want you to understand, like, look what's happening, okay? Well, they're all gone now. I like how I pause here, but I can't rewind. But they're all here. So at this point in time, you're so worried about what's happening right here and, like, making sure this cart gets pushed rather than going here and trying to get free kills. And like, look at this. Like they have a life weaver tree on the card, etc. Just go in and try to make an aggressive play. You don't even necessarily have to like pop your ultimate at that point. You just need to make it so the other team feels like that if they don't deal with you, they lose the game. There you go. I saw the punch block. You know, okay. I did see the punch block. Now, here's what I want to let you know. You can do that all the time if you really need to when you get aggressive. That right there you can do a lot of. So at least I'm glad you know the tech. The punch block is simple as punch block. So you know the tech. Now it's about recognizing that you can do that way more often.
60 seconds remaining.
Good trade. Doing a good job with the vortex, recognizing throwing it where you need to go. Okay. This is just a playstyle question, and I'm curious for people. What vortex perk do you like on Ramattra? Because I see people pick that one. I don't like that one that much. And it's not that it's bad. I just like, I feel like it doesn't give me as much control as I would like. So I wish that sometimes like it felt a little bit better. But I like the healing one. I think the healing one has won me more team fights than like I even imagined. I know you get like extra damage on like some of them, but I love the healing one because they have more self-sustain. So I can kind of just be annoying with it. I mean, obviously like one of them is like you can like pull a Farah down from the sky if you throw it up there and then hit the button and activate it. And the other one is the healing one, which heals you when you stand on it. It's preference, of course, but yeah. You got to be aggressive here. You got the kill. Your teammates can take care of the card. There you go. Good kill. Keep going. 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 Yes. Get up there. Keep going. I know the Reaper went to point. Doesn't matter. Get up there. Nemesis form. Okay, pop your ult. Just pop your ult. Pop your ult. Pop your ult. Let's pop that ult. Let's hit that ult button. Okay, I mean, I still think you took a little bit too long there. Like, don't give them any opportunity to, like, be able to survive on the point. Your ultimate lasts for, what, like 15 seconds or something? There's your ult, finally. It took a bit. Like, you're gonna win the team fight, obviously. But, like, dude, I don't like giving the other team a chance to get back into the game. If they're on point and they need to be on point, you pop your ultimate. It's pretty simple. It's going to attach to them and you do a bunch of damage, or they blink, or whatever hero they're on, they go to the other side of the card and your teammates take care of them. You see what I'm saying? So I think you should try to be a little bit more proactive in your ultimate there and just win the team fight. Because I think like at that point, you're giving them opportunity to get back into the game. And that part I don't like. What I will say after like watching more of this, I think the number one problem you're probably going to run into is you're just not aggressive enough at times. And like, I think maybe that's because you've previously played more aggressive and you get a little bit safer in your play. I would like to see you be more aggro. I actually think there's opportunity for you to be a bit more aggressive. They just use the ult like 2 times. Oh, what? The whole time there? I mean, yeah. I mean, like, listen. I'm not saying you need to use 7 Ramattra ultimates in 1 round. I'm just saying that I think they could play a little bit more aggressive is all I'm getting at.
Put them in the ground. You are safe with me.
Way I like to play this is, yeah, this is fine. Drop the corner before it gets there. Hold the cart right there. Force them to do that. Give your teammates opportunity high ground. Now, here's the problem that runs into. For some reason, whenever I drop down, this is what happens. I don't know why, but like, listen, if you're on the DPS and support side of stuff here, hold this angle for your tank, okay? And the reason why you hold this angle for your tank is because it creates such a good angle for both of you. And then, obviously, if they go here, you do what we talked about last time, then you rotate. But you should never give a free rotation like this down here, right? Your tank drops here to control the corner, right? Which means that they have to now, if you look at it from their point of view, they have to worry about this side, right? If they don't worry about this side, the Ramattra shreds. If they cross over here, which goes back the other way, it's a different strategy, is then you can rotate out. We showed this rotation earlier. So why is like your whole team already rotating down here? Because a Tracer went up here. See? Did probably because of the Widow? Okay, here you go. What can the Widow do now? Right? Let me show you this now. What does this angle do for you now? Oh, wait. The Widow now sees this angle. You see what I'm saying? So that's what I'm getting at. It's like, if they're afraid of the Widow, they're actually going into the Widow sight lines now. This, you can literally line of sight the Widow like this. I will play here sometimes as a support, and until I know somebody's behind here, I will sit here and keep my tank alive the whole time. Because they have to either go behind me up the stairs, go through the window, which will be pretty damn obvious if they do this, or they flank the stairs, which, you know, one of them stomping. And only time I get rolled here, which I guess this is a tip for somebody if you're playing Zenyatta, is if a Zenyatta sneaks up here and just comes around the corner and just one-shot someone, right? Because you can't hear them. No footsteps. Maybe Sigma, but like, if you don't see a Sigma on cart, you pretty much know where the Sigma's going to go from. Point being is that, like, your teammates did rotate a little bit early, and I'm just trying to, like, show people why, like, this could be an advantageous spot if your tank is here. Anyway, sorry, a little bit of a different change of pace. But even with a Zenyatta, remember that, like, 15 seconds in, you're going to know what their comp is. So if you see a Zenyatta, it's just something you take into account. Here we go. There's the point. Pressure. Yep, be aggressive. Nice. That's what I need to see more out of you, is like that aggression. See, you have like a play style where, like, at a certain point you don't want to be aggressive anymore, right? And that's what just happened to you. Is like you eventually hit a situation where, like, you're not being, like, you just look. Notice how your whole team went to go get that final kill. Why not go with them? What's the worst that's going to go there, right? At the very least, you're going to be the target of them when they run out of spawn, right? But you notice how, like, your whole team went out there to get the kill on the Mercy, except for you. You were the only person not to do that. That I pick up as this being a playstyle adjustment for you that's going to be very fixable. Remember, main's where you're going to worry about for now. That side door is going to be a problem eventually, but you need to trust that your teammates can deal with that, because your teammates are further behind you. Queen ult, yep. Don't ult, by the way. Do not ult this. There'll be no reason to. Good job. I don't know why is a Moira right here, but you take it. Got a cooldown out. Okay.
My ultimate is ready to be unleashed.
You want to stay close to the walls for a second, like the walls in front of you. You get aggressive now. Yes, backline pressure. Yes, yes. Perfect. Good job. Once again, it's okay to push up here. You gotta kill. You gotta kill. Take away some of that space. Like this is the stuff I mean. It's like you have a numbers advantage. You get a kill, right? Your teammates are gonna sometimes, or for the most part, go at the pace of you. So you've stopped here, right? This isn't like there isn't a giant wall here stopping you. Go push a little bit, right? I mean, heck, end up about here. Get a couple punches in. Next thing you know, you kill another one. Now they're down one. Now you've bought yourself an extra 25 seconds because you get aggressive. Your default play style is start aggressive, and then the moment anything goes either in favor of your team or the other team, your just play style becomes passive. And I think that's kind of the problem you're running into a lot of the time. Is that like when the space is there to be taken, you opt to not take that space. And like it's not that it's not that playing this corner is bad by any means. It's just when you have opportunity to get a little bit of poke and maybe an extra kill, you go for that opportunity. That's how you buy more time and you win more team fights. Good vortex. Is there a little queen near you? No, okay. All right, back to spawn. You're good. Now, let's go to the next question. Would I chase that Moira to the left? Probably not. Only reason being is because Moira's cooldowns are so quick that you're probably not going to get anything accomplished in that amount of time. You know what I mean? Like, you're just going to fall over. So, like, that's why I say probably not to that one. I just don't think it will go that well. Okay, anyway. Okay, so this is a great example to kind of like look at this. Do you notice? You know, right there. What have we noticed about their queen? Every time their queen has ultimate, their queen goes and makes the first play. I think you would benefit greatly from making the first play sometimes. Because that's the second time the queen has won a team fight by being the first one to do something. What happens if you play a little bit more aggro there, right? And you don't give the corner for free. So when they get aggressive, you pop your Ramattra ultimate. Well, the queen's going to have to ult now, right? And I'll pause for a second to talk about it. The queen's going to have to ult now, right? Could the ultimate be worse because the queen feels obligated to counter ult you? You see what I'm saying? Like, it's one of those things where, I'll show you very quickly. Once again, I can't rewind. If you engage right here, like let's say that like you go, okay, listen, I'm going to ult this corner. You're not going to push far down here, etc., but you're going to ult this corner. Now the queen has to think about it. Okay, do I ult this? Do I play defensive? Do I help my team? What do I do? Point being is, if the queen has to ult from this area and feels obligated to, you might pick up a kill or two and then you just win the team fight. But if you play very passive and you let the queen turn the corner, all of your teammates now who are in a good position get ulted, and then you get stuck in the mud in the middle just looking at them. And that's what happened. So I really do think that like you have a lot of good stuff. Mechanically, it's been great. Now let's make you a more aggressive tank. Now hear me out. Aggression doesn't mean that you go in and feed. Aggression means that you take the space given to you, you hold it, and then you back away when they start to regain the space. But that buys you time, it creates ult charge, and it puts pressure on the other team to where they don't have as much room to work with. Okay? And I think that's your number one problem that I've seen so far. And I think when you start to do that, you're going to see more one-team fights. Like, straight up. Once again, it's not about just feeding in. When people hear aggressive with tank, they think it just means feed into their backline. It's just about taking the map when they give it to you. Take away that space. And then learn to back up when you need to. Not always back up. Oh, there's ads? I'll pause right now then. There's ads. I can wait on that. That's fine. Some ultimates. Yeah, you have a tendency to back up. And like, this is a situation where you don't because you have a sim wall. So you have this massive shield that the only person who can efficiently do any damage through it is the queen, and that's on a carnage cooldown. You know what I'm saying? Like, you have an entire, like, that's it. So, like, you just play passive. Like, here, after this purple's gone. Yep. And what happened again? Just to point out again. What happened again, chat? Who ulted first? The queen, right? Your team is losing to that aggression. Right now, that's where your team's losing at. Is because their tank is choosing to be aggressive consistently, and you're taking your time to ever find those spots, if at all. That's what I'm trying to get you in the habit of. Is, like, recognize that you're kind of... Oh, yeah. Like, the Ramattra ulted, like... No, listen. So the Ramattra ulted here, right? Very quickly. But you gave up the space. Do you see what I'm saying? So even though... Let me kind of, like, show what I'm talking about here, right? So because you give up the space here with the sim wall, right? What you did, though, and even though you ended up ulting, like, a little bit right before the queen, you gave up the space for the queen. So, like, it's almost like you're letting the queen ult first anyway because you're giving up that space, right? You need this queen to have to ult reactively. You didn't really make the queen ult reactively. The queen just knew they could ult because you gave them this corner. But that corner never should have been given when you had a sim wall that was right here, right? That's why I'm trying to get the Ramattra to play more aggressive sometimes. So the good news is we got to see the Ramattra ult used a little bit sooner. That's nice. But the problem is it goes again to the timings. If you're not taking the space and you're giving the queen opportunity, if I am queen and you're constantly backing up for me, right? If I'm a queen and you're constantly backing up for me, I am going to be pumped because my ultimate's going to get 10 times more value, and I'm not worried about the Ramattra popping off at that point because I'm going to purple you on my way out. And that's why the queen's getting so much value. So yes, while the Ramattra, finally was able to get like a good ultimate off, right? Or at least an ultimate timing, you still did it at the wrong time because, it all needs to come together as one.
I will speak to you in the language you understand. Violence.
I mean, I feel like that was just a good pull. I'm not even, like, mad about that one. I think that was just a good pull. Kind of got just, like, outplayed a little bit, and that's fine. Sometimes you just respect a good play. It's almost like your natural, like your play style is to back up regardless. Like, you notice how, like, you're always, like, going on your back foot every time like, you're doing anything? Like, you're just, like, walking backwards? I've noticed that a lot. Droid, thanks for the 4 months of the 10-1. Thank you, appreciate it. Thanks. Still waiting. All right, ready for a queen ult? Okay, there's your ult. I like this ult. Now get away from the queen, though. Okay, let's talk about this. All right, let's talk about this. You ult first. I'm pumped about this. I'm going, okay. I'm like, this is huge. You've ulted first. You finally are playing a little bit further up. This is going to be great. Okay, so let's talk about the next step. If the queen has ultimate and you're losing because you're getting purpled, what does that mean? That you run to their backline. Why do you run to their backline? Well, let's talk about this, okay? You have a Valk. Already, you're safe in their backline. The only thing you can't do at this point is get in purple. That's it. So when you know the queen has ultimate, right, the best thing you can do is push into their backline. Either two things happen here. Are you ready? You push into their backline while this is happening. The queen ults into your team. You trade out. Trades will probably go into your favor right now because of where the card is, and it's not overtime spawns quite yet. So that's the first step. Number two, the queen has the option of ulting backwards or peeling back. Already, you're at an advantageous spot. Number three, the queen decides to reverse their ultimate backwards to purple you and isolate you, right? Okay? And they kill you, but guess what? You have a Valked Mercy. Pretty high chance the Valked Mercy gets you rezzed here, and you're good to go anyway. Or the Mei's reaction is, oh, I'm going to try to stop the Mercy. I'm going to throw my Mei ult out to stop the Mercy, and now you've gotten Mei ult out. All because you play aggressive, right? Now, granted, I can't guarantee that's how it's going to go, but generally that's what will happen in these situations. This is why it's more on the lines of you need to start recognizing, like, okay, queen has ultimate. I need to be more aggressive. I need to make their queen make a decision that isn't just I'm going to ult into their team. And that's that. Instead, the queen ults in. You get stuck there, you're purpled, you can't move in because obviously you're purple, and then they get a free team fight win, and then it goes from a team fight that could have been won to another round happening in a tie. So, yeah. Anyway, what rank is this? Diamond. Diamond. Like I said, I'm trying to showcase more and more of what how this stuff works and how it's played. So I hope it's helpful. I've been going a little bit more in detail on Spectating. I'm not trying to overcomplicate information. I'm just showing more examples of information. You said you get inspired, then get on game and get one shot immediately? I take no responsibility for that. Alright, the Zarya pick now. You mentioned why. To peel for your teammates with bubbles. Little side note, I think that like you would have been fine against the queen if you played more like how we were explaining with the aggression. Because that's why the queen got so much value. So you wouldn't have had to even make a Zarya swap. Good bubble. I don't mind the swap though either. I think Zarya is good against queen and helpful against the Mei here, so it's not a bad swap either. A very strong swap, if anything. Nice job. Mercy's dead. Good play. Free kill on the queen. Yep, and then keep in mind, chat, the Zarya didn't necessarily have to go to the top left that time because they already dropped really early. And it wasn't like last time where you were kind of stuck. Remember how they were kind of just stuck? That time wasn't the case. Like, that was already a one-team fight that you were just cleaning up on. Yes, you get energy off of... Good question, that's fine. Yes, if you bubble your teammate, you get the same amount of energy as you do when you bubble yourself. Yep. I will say that my Zarya playstyle is definitely a bit more... of the selfish style where I use a lot more bubbles for me. But if I'm playing against like a team that's constant in my backline, I do save my bubbles. But I'm definitely a bit more aggro with my bubbles, I will say that much. Whether it's on my teammate or on myself. So. Yep, good target priority. Recognize that it's grab this for sure. Top left window area. No, not anymore, not anymore. Uh oh. Yeah, you had to grab that. That's rough. But, like, you know, it wasn't bad. It just kind of, I think your team just got stuck by the Rhine. And obviously the other tank was willing to swap too. I mean, straight up, Rhine versus Zarya is a tough matchup for Zarya. Not because, like, of the damage Rhine does. It's just the shield blocks your damage. Like, your damage gets blocked out. You feel like counter-swapping isn't as necessary? Yeah. Oh, I mean, counter-swapping is still effective. It's just, like, it's less likely to happen with perks. Yeah. All right. Playing some Zarya. They're on Rhine. Decent right clicks to start. Gotta love some good right clicks on Zarya, you know? You already given up a lot of space, I will say. I mean, granted, I think you would have lost it, but they basically gave it to him for free. And now you're kind of close. We'll see what happens. Bubble your Mei. Good bubble. Good bubble for yourself, too. They killed your Mei still, but you had to save him, or at least try to. This is a weird spot because I think you should get out, but, like, it's going to suck. Okay, you're good. They didn't kill you. All right, last team fight coming up here. You have good energy for this fight. I would look for an opportunity at a kill here. Or, like, I want you to be, like, somewhat aggressive to force out a Mei wall. Just to get it out early rather than later. I think either or is good. There you go. There it is. Perfect. That's what you wanted. You wanted that Mei wall done with sooner than later. So that was very good to get that out early and play that, like, aggressive angle. Good target focus there. Now they can only res one. And the right click over the top. Loving it. Good job. Seeing like you're being aggressive right now, by the way. And if you haven't noticed, your teammates are shredding because you're being aggressive. That is what I'm talking about. Like, it felt like you were more comfortable to be aggressive on Zarya there, but like you can do the same thing on Ramattra, if I'm going to be real with you. Like, you can do the exact same thing on Ramattra and have a good time. But yeah, I mean, listen, I thought you had some great moments. I really did. I really do believe that at times you had some great moments and it looked like you were going to be able to pop off. And other times you just played very, very passive. So mechanically, I saw some great stuff. I mean, movement, we saw some great stuff, but I really do think that for you personally, you need to work on your aggression and take the space that's given to you. So if you're in Ramattra, let's be more aggro. Let's not give them that space. If you get a kill, go with your team. Go be aggressive. Take map control. There was many times during this game that you could have team wiped them. And that team wipe is not only like just good for your team, that's alt charge. That's the other team just getting like, the other team being like, hey, like, what do we do to win this? If you let them like stay in team fights and win team fights, that's how these games become this close. I think if you played this correctly or played this with a little bit more aggression, I think they don't even cap. I really do. I think that you gave them so many free like queen plays that the queen didn't even have to think about their decision making. Next, the step I want you to work on is this. Be more aggressive. Once again, when I say be more aggressive, it doesn't necessarily mean you run into the team, right? And just feed. Aggression's about taking space and knowing when to back up. So that's going to take a little bit of time, but you're going to learn from that each time you make that play incorrectly or you end up making a good play. It's going to make you a better player. It's going to make you a better tank. You do that, I think you're going to start climbing. I think you're going to see a steady climb at that point because there's a lot of good here. Now let's fix some of that play style. Okay? You got this. You absolutely got this. If you like the video, hit the like button. Subscribe to all my YouTubes if you haven't. Leave a comment. All of it helps. You want to submit your own spectating? In the description below is my Discord. That's where you would do that. We also record these live on stream. You can see the Twitch chat below the webcam. The Twitch chat below, yep. We also stream on YouTube, so stop by if you haven't. We have a lot of fun here. With that being said, I hope you all have an amazing day/night.